And I think you have to make time for your family. I have two daughters and they're growing up very, very fast, so I'm conscious of seeing them and trying to be involved as much as I can in their lives. I do believe in a work-life balance. However, since I started, I haven't had one. My hobbies, I like to go fishing. When you're on the lake or on a river, you can escape. Your mind is just on catching the fish, and it's very rewarding when you catch something. But it's a lot like the treasure hunt that we do when we're looking for watches. Hopefully, at the end of this year, I'll be able to have more time to go fishing. I love watches. I love everything about them. The more I've learnt, the more I've come to appreciate the vintage watches. The most sentimental watch I have is a Rolex Submariner that my father bought me when I was 18 years old. Another watch I love, it's Patek Phillipe. It's a Beta 21. It's in white gold with a bracelet, so it's very unusual, it's very heavy. I really like the watches from the sort of 70s. Another watch I love is vintage Rolex Daytona. It's reference 6263. I got a rare example which is fitted with a Sigma dial, which means there's little tiny O's on the dial to indicate the use of white gold for numerals. Another watch I love, I was able to get a vintage bubbleback from the 1930s. I love that watch because I was able to buy it from one of the biggest bubbleback collectors in the 80s and the 90s. He's become a close personal friend, so every time I wear the watch, I think about all the watches he was able to get and achieve, and he's a real scholar and everything. One of my favourite watches is a Patek Philippe Nautilus. I bought the watch 10 years ago. Today, the 5711 Nautilus is one of the hottest watches on the market. I didn't know that. I bought it because I love the retro look. I love the history. It was first made in 1976 by Gerald Genta, and it's still in production today. It's a steel watch, but it's just very cool looking, and it's very comfortable, and it's steel, and it doesn't matter because it's steel. You can scratch it, bang it around. A lot of guys we work with, they have their Apple Watch on one wrist, but then they have a vintage watch on the other.